Well, Sgt. Rock is dead. That's right, DC Studios has canceled the upcoming Sgt. Rock movie that was going to star Colin Farrell. So let's take a couple minutes to talk about what happened to the project, and more interestingly, a lot of plot details surrounding the film, which I'm going to say, guys, sounded pretty interesting, and it's a huge bummer this isn't going to happen. We've been hearing over the last couple of days that there could be some stuff going on behind the scenes at Sgt. Rock. We initially heard some rumors from My Time to Shine Hello that the project had indeed been canceled, but now we've actually got confirmation from several Hollywood trades. Now, the first trade level report came from The Hollywood Reporter, and they basically confirmed the news that Sgt. Rock isn't happening. Now, the trade said, and I quote, "The action war movie based on that was to shoot this summer will no longer move forward." Now, this actually confirms it was in pre-production and gearing up to shoot in England, and they were even moving into the casting stage because in the report we found out they were casting members of Easy Company, including Challenger star Mike Fast, who was going to play the part of a French resistance fighter. Now, their report says it was unclear why the movie was shut down, but the team over at The Wrap actually added some more details. Now, what they claimed is that, quote, "the issue one insider noted came down to scheduling. The film, which would require a lot of exterior shoots, needed to start production this summer and wasn't going to make the date. Budget didn't appear to be an issue. It was meant to come in under $70 million. Now, I'm not going to lie, guys, this is a bit of a bummer, and we'll dive into a minute on some of the plot details, but the whole thing sounds, well, a little iffy to me. First and foremost, to out and out cancel the project due to scheduling, well, we really didn't have a lot of people associated with the project besides Colin Farrell. We had Justin Kretics, who actually wrote Challengers and Queer, set to write it, and Luca Guadagnino set to direct the film. Meaning there weren't very many names attached to this at this point that a scheduling issue would come to bear. Additionally, a small budget, and $70 million is a small budget for a comic book adaptation, well, that also seems a little off to me, because these are the kind of things that are often flexible. Now, I do understand the requirement for exterior shoots, and needing to shoot those within very specific windows due to things like weather. If this was going to shoot in Europe, well, obviously you can't shoot in the winter or rainy season, so I understand that particular constraint, but a lot of this sounds, well, a little fishy. It does make me wonder what's going on behind the scenes at DC Studios and with Warner Brothers Discovery, and if they could be pulling in the financial reins a little bit, waiting to see how Superman ultimately does, and if the new DC Studios is actually going to be profitable. Quite honestly, Sgt. Rock is not a household name, and despite the last 25 years of trying to bring him to life on the big screen, it's not what I would call an anticipated film. This is not Superman or Batman or even Supergirl, so I would understand why the studio would want to wait and establish DC Studios as a powerhouse before kind of going out on a limb for a project like this. Now, the plot itself, though, from what we're hearing, did sound pretty cool, because that Hollywood Reporter breakdown did give us a little bit of a plot synopsis, and apparently the whole thing was going to revolve around Sgt. Rock teaming up with some French resistance fighters to find the mysterious Spear of Destiny. Now, if you're familiar with the Spear of Destiny, in mythology, it is the spear used to stab Jesus Christ during his crucifixion, and the lore surrounding it claims that it has supernatural properties. Now, obviously, Rock and his team were trying to get to the spear before the Nazis, and this absolutely does give this film sort of an Indiana Jones sort of feel, which I do think was the right direction to go. Now, if this turns out to be true, it totally means DC Studios basically has nothing coming to theaters in 2027. The Brave and the Bold has yet to cast its Batman, and Wonder Woman is stuck in limbo. I suppose we could see the Batman Part 2, but given all the delays surrounding that, and even rumors of cancellation there, well, the slate is pretty thin. So with Sgt. Rock shutting down, well, I'm going to put this in the category of I'm concerned as far as all of these things go. Now, Gunn himself has not chimed in on social media as of today, so we're going to keep a close eye on the story. But until we know more, I am super curious on what you guys think. What do you think the real reason for Sgt. Rock being canceled? And does this plot surrounding the Spear of Destiny sound like something you would have been interested in seeing should it have come to life? Sound off in the comments below. Now, before you take off though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily videos and we want to be your place for all the Marvel and DC news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you're really in the know.